Yo, my name is Bradley Aston. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't guessed already, this week I want to talk about one of a photographer's and videographer's closest friends, and probably one of the cheapest things you can buy as a beginner is reflectors. These are the type of things that I use on pretty much every single shoot. I do not do a shoot without them. It's kind of a go-to from the beginning, to be honest. Now, of course, the cheap ones are something that you'll use as a beginner, but they do obviously get bigger and more expensive ones on larger scale productions. This one I'm using right now is actually... Oh, that's falling. This one is actually quite... I'll just unhook it. That's probably going to be easier. This is actually one that I brought 4 or 5 years ago when I started doing photography, and I used it to start doing headshots. But what I actually did was I used to hold it up like this in between my face and my shot, like my arm, like here. I used to hold the camera here, shooting with the screen so I could see through the screen, and with my flash facing backwards so it would bounce off this and come back twice as soft, and that was how I'd get flattering light on my subjects. Now, of course, these can be used for a lot of different reasons. As you can see now, this side of my face is a lot darker because I've removed this, but if I was to hold this back up, what it's doing is bouncing the light back onto my face and filling in the shadows on this side. If I wanted to have a bit more of a tanned look, you can go that and have a bit more of a golden look. I actually quite like that. That's quite nice. Or, of course, these are 5-in-1. So if you unzip it, this is a really cheap one, so the zip's a bit naff. The zip's really naff. Turn it inside out. We'll just skip through this bit, like the power of editing. And then you've got a silver side, and then you've also got your negative fill on this side as well. For those of you who don't know what a negative fill is, it's the black side, simple as. And when you hold that up, what that's going to do is it's going to make that side of your face darker, so it's going to stop any light reflecting and filling the shadows, so it'll give you a bit more of a moodier look. Now, as you probably saw, inside of this is a diffuser. So I can obviously hold that up there. It's going to decrease the amount of light, but it is going to make the light a lot softer. Now, obviously, this has changed my exposure, so if I was to just bump that up, so that's a little bit better now. You can see that that's a lot softer. If I move it, you're going to get a lot harsher light, but as you can see, it does decrease the brightness. They are really portable. They're super easy to just chuck in your bag. They're so small. So I have this really small one, just folds up, and that's as big as it is. That will fit in the laptop sleeve of your bag. And if you're doing interviews and you've got these shadows on the side of your face, for this type of thing, for YouTube, or you want a moodier look, that's fine. But if you want to go for something a bit more commercial, a bit more clean, tidy, then you want that nice, evenly spread light, evenly lit, that big, bright kind of look. Put that over there, I'll tidy those up later. Now, I do have several sizes in these, that obviously being one of the smaller ones. I think that is a standard size when you buy them. That cost me all of about £8. It's not a lot at all. Now, I have got a bigger one. This is actually a lot bigger, and is really good if you've got more than one person in your shot. So obviously this is a nice big white one, but then obviously on the other side, you can use it as black. Now, I've actually used this before for headshots, and obviously you can see there, look, that's all right. For headshots, if you're going to a company to do headshots, instead of trying to find a nice white wall and removing all the little bits out of it, like all the chips in the paint, this is a great idea. This is the third and final one. I got this for Christmas, actually. It's basically just a bigger version of the first one. It's got some handles on, so this is made more for when I'm outside. If I want to be able to hold, I could have done with this 4 years ago, to be honest. Yeah, looked a bit stupid, but as you can see, this one's got handles on, so I can hold it. And again, it's got all the same features. It's got the big diffusion panel in the middle as well, which is great for when you are outdoor shooting. This is perfect for holding up and reducing the amount of power coming from the sun. That way you can expose for your background not worry about the exposure of the person, and then use that to bring down the exposure and get yourself a nice professional looking outdoors interview or shot. Now, if you're a solo shooter, I get it, it can be hard to handle, it can be hard to maneuver, it can be hard to hold that and a camera at the same time. I personally recommend using one of these. Super strong clamp, and all you do is literally, I'm getting a mess, and you can just hang it up, done, that's it. Nice and easy, move it around, move it just out of shot, that way, got rid of those shadows, job's a good one, I like it, superb. Personally, for how cheap these are and how portable they are, I think this is something every photographer should have in their kit. I think it's something that every videographer should have in their kit. They're perfect for product photography. You can use a lamp, shoot a lamp, just put a lamp right next to the diffuser, and it will just soften the light, and it works great for product photography. If you'd like to see a tutorial on how to use them outdoors and how to light an outdoor interview using them, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you've got one. Let me know if you found it useful, if you use it, if you don't use it. Let's see if any of you have come up with ideas that I haven't thought of yet. Feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you found this video useful, give it a nice like, subscribe, why not? We've got videos coming out every single week regarding gear, tutorials and freelancing tips and tricks. And if that's something you're into, feel free to subscribe, and well, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.